JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, probe launch into police fatal shooting in Spanish Town. An investigation has been launched into the fatal shooting of a man in Greendale, Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Friday afternoon by an off-duty policeman. The policeman was reportedly at a wholesale transacting business about 3:30 p.m. when he was approached by two men. One of the men reportedly shouted, "See the boy there!" It is alleged that both men brandished handguns in front of the policeman, who took evasive action and returned the fire. The police say both men continued shooting while running away from the business place. One of them fell after being hit by a gunshot and was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he died. JLP Councillor Christopher Townsend fined for traffic breach to face fraud case. Jamaica Labour Party JLP Councillor for the Olympic Gardens Division in St. Andrew, Christopher Townsend, was yesterday fined $5,000 for a breach in the Road Traffic Act. Townsend, who owns a fleet of buses, paid the speeding fine after the sanction was imposed in the St. Anne Traffic Court. The businessman, who was another case in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, remains in custody. In that matter, he is facing a charge of aiding and abetting the fraudulent use of a license plate. His attorney Christopher Townsend said that a date is yet to be set for when the case will be heard. The JLP Council was charged on Tuesday by members of the police's Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch following allegations that he allowed another bus operator to use a license plate that is registered to one of the vehicles in his fleet in breach of the Road Traffic Act. The alleged fraud was uncovered when the cops seized the bus, which allegedly had a false license plate. Jamaican gets over 13 years in the U.S. for international lottery fraud scheme. Jamaican David Odin McIntosh has been sentenced over 13 years in prison in the United States for defrauding Americans in a lottery fraud scheme. McIntosh, who was sentenced on Tuesday, was ordered by U.S. District Judge Rainer C. Collins to pay approximately $1.8 million in restitution. The 29-year-old was previously found guilty by a federal jury of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud, mail fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. The court heard that between 2013 and 2018, McIntosh was one of the leaders of an international fraud ring that targeted thousands of elderly victims around the U.S. Jamaican-based scammers and others called elderly victims, claiming the victims had won a lottery or other prize. To receive their winnings, the victims were told that they must first pay money for taxes and fees. The fraudsters provided some victims with phony letters, claiming to be from the International Revenue Service that threatened to seize their assets if they failed to pay. The court was told that McIntosh's role in the scheme was to distribute lead lists, which contained the names and personal information of thousands of elderly victims for the scammers to contact and learn to the scheme. In addition, McIntosh also conspired to launder portions of the fraudulent proceeds. The IRS Criminal Investigation, Federal Bureau of Investigation, United States Postal Inspection Service, Homeland Security Investigations, U.S. Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, and the Diplomatic Security Service conducted the investigation in this case. The Financial Crimes and the Public Corruption Section of the United States Attorney's Office, District of Arizona, Tucson, handled the prosecution. 2 guns seized in separate incidents in Kingston and St. Andrew. 2 more guns were taken off the streets yesterday, one in Kingston and the other in St. Andrew. A Taurus 9mm pistol and a magazine containing 4 9mm cartridges were seized in a confrontation with a hoodlum on Malvern Avenue, Alliston Road, Kingston 2 yesterday. Reports from the Alliston Road Police are that about 12:35 in the afternoon, officers who were on patrol responded to reports about a man seen with a gun. The suspect, however, managed to flee the scene and the weapon was subsequently retrieved. On their arrival, they were engaged in a shootout. And members of the constabulary assigned to the St. Andrew North Division seized one 6 Sawyer .40 semi-automatic pistol with a magazine containing 8.40 cartridges at Morgan's Lane in Kingston 8. The Grand Spin Police say about 10:35 in the morning, officers were conducting operations in the area when a premises was searched and the gun and ammunition found. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Meanwhile, 28-year-old Okeem Campbell, a mason of Miller Road, Portmore in St. Catherine, and 27-year-old Bebita Brown of Bustamante Highway, Kingston 14, were charged following an incident on the Port Henderson Road, St. Catherine, on Friday, August 12. The police report that about 2:25 a.m., both accused were traveling in a Toyota Axle motor car along the roadway when the driver was signaled to stop. He complied, and the vehicle and its occupants were searched. One Taurus .45 pistol, loaded with a magazine containing 11.45 cartridges, was found below the glove compartment. Campbell and Brown were arrested and subsequently charged for illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition on Thursday, August 18, following a question and answer interview in the presence of their attorney. Their court dates are being finalized. Businessman held after $850,000 ganja bust. A 37-year-old St. Elizabeth businessman was arrested Thursday after ganja valuing some $850,000 was seized during an operation by police in Portmore, St. Catherine. The ganja was reportedly found in tins labeled as processed food, which was said to be exported. The police are asking that a taxi driver by the name of Anthony Murray, otherwise called Sprang, from Miketown, Manchester, whom they believe can assist with the investigation, contact the Narcotics Division. It was reported that detectives from the Narcotics Division and the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch conducted a snap operation along the Portmore Toll Road on Thursday. During the operation, a 2013 Toyota Hiace bus transporting a quantity of processed food intended for export was intercepted. Following a subsequent search, ganja weighing approximately 700 pounds was found concealed in tins labeled as canned food. The illegal substance has an estimated street value of approximately $850,000. The vehicle along with the contraband were seized and the driver arrested on reasonable suspicion for breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. Police said formal charges are expected to be laid pending an interview which is to be conducted in the presence of his attorney. 19-year-old St. Thomas man charged for killing his brother. The St. Thomas police have charged a man for murder after a dispute between family members turned deadly in Holland Town, Dalvey District in St. Thomas on Sunday, August 14. Charged is 19-year-old Ashon Chisholm, otherwise called Babu, of Holland Town, Dalvey District in St. Thomas. The victim of the deadly dispute was identified as Kevon Dixon, 21, otherwise called Tupsi, a laborer also of Holland Town, Dalvey District in St. Thomas, and Duckensfield District in the parish. Reports are that about 12 p.m., Chisholm was involved in an altercation with members of his family when Dixon, who is his brother, intervened to resolve the situation. Moments later, a physical altercation developed between the brothers, during which Chisholm, who was armed with a kitchen knife, allegedly stabbed the now deceased to the right side of his chest. Dixon reportedly fell to the ground, and the accused reportedly dropped the knife and ran. Dixon was assisted to the Princess Margaret Hospital by residents, where he was pronounced dead. Chisholm was charged on Thursday, August 18, after an interview. 6 cent units delivered on the new social housing program. To God be the glory, great things he hath done, rang out several times on Friday, as 6 needy residents in St. Anne got the keys to their own homes from Prime Minister Andrew Holness under the new social housing program. The beneficiaries are in Cave Valley in St. Anne Southwest and Goshen, Retirement, Sturgetown and Bamboo in St. Anne Northwestern. 3 of the homeowners had lost their previous dwellings to fire. Holness said that the government was doing its best to ensure that limited resources are equitably distributed. He promised to address concerns at the National Housing Trust later on, except to say that the government is always seeking to be equitable in the distribution of public resources. There are always groups who would want to see their interests maintained, but the government has to look across all groups and make sure that whatever public funds are being used, they are being used efficiently and equitably. 55-year-old Hyacinth Williams of Retirement District, who lost her home to fire and Boxing Day in 2018, was happy that her prayers were answered when the keys to her new house were handed over on Friday. This day means a lot to me. I never experienced this yet, but to God be the glory. Great things he hath done, she told reporters. I am so glad. I'm so excited about my news because I never knew this could have been turned over to me. I cried and I prayed days upon days, but I always trust God and always try to be like Job, she added, referring to a man in the Bible whose faith was repeatedly tested. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited, and I give God thanks to the team and everybody. Prior to her receiving her new house, Esmond Bembridge of Goshen District had received a new structure to replace a dilapidated one. I feel good, the elderly woman said of the occasion. She added that although living in the old structure was rough, she never complained, but at the same time, she always wanted her own home. Her niece, Anne-Marie Bembridge, appeared even more excited at the handover of the new house. The flooring was, you have to afraid if you step on the flooring. It was in a terrible condition, she said. We are so glad and proud somebody was there thinking about her. To God be the glory. Great things they had done, Bembridge said as she expressed thanks to the team. This is a beautiful, nice house. I feel good because we don't have it like that, she added. She said her aunt had 3 children, but 2 of them are now deceased. Brownstown Division Councillor Kim Brown Lawrence said the entire community was happy for Bembridge. She's an indigent, so we try and help the most vulnerable. We have many of them here, but she was well in need, so we came together and we chose her, Brown Lawrence said. The community more than supports it. She was living in a roofless shack, so she really needed the help, the councillor added. Jamaica reports 110 new COVID cases, 2 deaths. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 110 new COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths, bringing the infection total to 148,737 and total deaths to 3,237. The new cases comprise 63 females and 47 males, with ages ranging from 7 months to 94 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 35, St. Catherine 26, St. Mary 10, St. Elizabeth 9, St. James 9, Manchester 5, Portland 4, St. Ann 4, Clarendon 2, Westmoreland 2, St. Thomas 2, Hanover 1, and Trelawney 1. The reported deaths are for a 70-year-old male from St. Mary in August 2021 and a 57-year-old male from St. Mary in September 2021. Both cases had been under investigation. There were 100 recoveries in the last 24 hours, bringing the total to 95,594. Currently, 113 people are hospitalized, 20 of whom are moderately ill, 4 severely ill, and 2 critically ill. Jamaica's positivity rate for the latest round of testing was 19.9%. There are 1,380 active cases of COVID-19 on the island. In sports news, New Zealand levels ODI series with 50-run win. Finn Allen made 96 and Tim Southey took 4 for 22 as New Zealand beat West Indies by 50 runs in a rain-affected encounter in the second ODI to level the 3-match series. New Zealand made 212 batting first, and the West Indies were in dire straits at 27-for-6, potentially facing their lowest ever total in an ODI until a long rain break and bold late-order batting changed the course of the match. When the rain stopped late in the evening at Kensington Oval, West Indies, who were 63-for-7 at the break, were left to chase 212 from only 51 overs. They found an unusual hero in Yannick Caro, who posted his first half century in an ODI and shared an 85-run partnership with Alzari Joseph, 49, which raised the hopes for the home team. Joseph fell with the total at 157-for-9, and Caro was the last man out for 52, with a total at 161 to make tomorrow's third ODI the series decider. It was another brilliant all-round bowling performance from the West Indies. Former captain Jason Holder led the way with 3 for 24 from 9 overs. It was supported by spinner Kevin Sinclair, who took 4 for 40. The West Indies won the first game by 5 wickets. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.